Hi friends. I have just returned from a magical trip to Japan, where I got to experience firsthand the culture and history of this incredible country. One of the most fascinating things that I noticed during my visit was the prevalence of something called the kindness jar. These jars were everywhere, in homes, in schools, in shops, and even at the airport. And they all had one thing in common: a handwritten note or a small object representing an act of kindness. It turns out that the kindness jar is a Japanese tradition that has been around for centuries. The idea is simple. Every time you do something nice for someone else, you write it down on a piece of paper and put it in a jar. At the end of the week or month, you can take some time to read through all the notes and reflect on all the good things that you have done. It's a great way to boost your mood, improve your mental health, and build strong relationships with other people. In today's fast-paced world, it can be tough to make time for kindness. We are constantly bombarded with demands from our jobs, our families, and our friends, and it can be challenging to find the energy to do something nice for someone else. However, the kindness jar serves as a gentle reminder that even small acts of kindness can make a big difference in our lives and in the lives of those around us. By taking a few minutes each day to perform a random act of kindness and recording it in a jar, we can cultivate a more positive and compassionate mindset. Now let me share with you 3 amazing benefits of this practice. 1. Increase happiness. Acts of kindness have been shown to increase levels of happiness and life satisfaction. When we focus on helping others, we shift our attention away from our own problems, and this can help us feel more positive and optimistic. Additionally, when we do something nice for someone else, they are likely to reciprocate with kindness, creating a ripple effect that can spread throughout our communities. This is supported by the work of psychologists like Sonia Lubomirsky, who found that acts of kindness are one of the most effective ways to boost our happiness levels. By making a conscious effort to perform acts of kindness regularly and keeping track of them in a jar, we can train our brains to focus on the positive and savor the good things in our lives. 2. Reduce stress and anxiety. The kindness jar can also help us reduce stress and anxiety by shifting our focus away from our own problems and towards the needs of others. When we are feeling stressed, it can be helpful to engage in activities that require our full attention so that we do and have time to worry. Acts of kindness do just that. They require our focus, and they also have the added benefit of making us feel good about ourselves. This can help reduce feelings of anxiety and improve our overall mental health. In fact, a study published in the Journal of Research and Personality found that individuals who engaged in more altruistic behavior had lower levels of trait anxiety. So, by incorporating the kindness jar into your daily routine, you may be able to find some relief from stress and anxiety. Taking a few moments each day to think about how you can help someone else, and then putting that plan into action can help you focus on something other than your worries, and this can help ease your mind. 3. Build stronger relationships. The kindness jar can also help us build stronger relationships with the people in our lives. When we perform acts of kindness for others, we create a sense of closeness and connection with them. We also show them that we care about them and that we are willing to make sacrifices for their happiness. This can lead to deeper, more meaningful relationships. Moreover, when we keep track of our acts of kindness in a jar, we have a tangible reminder of the positive qualities of the people in our lives. We can look back on all the good things that they have done and appreciate them more. This can help us forgive them more easily when they make mistakes, and it can also help us to remember all the reasons why we value their friendship or love. In fact, a study published in the Personality and Social Psychology Bulletin found that individuals who focused on the positive aspects of their relationships reported higher relationship satisfaction and were more likely to stay in their relationships over time. So by practicing random acts of kindness and recording them in a jar, you can strengthen your bonds with the people who matter most to you. Making a conscious effort to show your loved ones that you care about them and that you are willing to make sacrifices for their happiness can go a long way towards building stronger, more lasting relationships. So here are some ideas to get you started on your kindness jar journey. You can do something nice for a stranger, like paying for their coffee or helping them carry their groceries. You can show appreciation for someone in your life by writing them a thank you note or giving them a hug. You can volunteer your time to a cause you care about or donate to a charity. You can also perform acts of kindness for yourself, such as taking some time to relax or doing something that makes you happy. The possibilities are endless. So let your imagination guide you. Remember, no act of kindness is too small to make a difference. Let's take a closer look at some examples. First, let's start with something simple: writing a nice note to a friend or family member. A handwritten note expressing your appreciation for them can brighten their day and make them feel loved. You can write about a specific thing that you admire about them, or a kind thing they did that made a difference to you. Even if you don't know what to write, the simple act of putting pen to paper will surely be appreciated. Second, helping a neighbor with yard work or grocery shopping. If you notice your neighbors struggling with their lawn or struggling to carry their groceries, offer to help them. Not only will this be a welcome gesture, but it will also help you get to know your neighbor better. It could be the start of a beautiful friendship. Third, donating items you no longer need to a local charity. Go through your belongings and find items that you no longer use but are in good condition. Donate them to a local charity where they can be given to those in need. This act of generosity will not only benefit others, but it will also free up space in your home for new items that you will actually use. Fourth, complimenting a stranger. In a world where we often focus on negativity, taking the time to compliment a stranger for their appearance, personality, or actions can be a breath of fresh air. Be sincere and specific with your compliments, and you never know who you might brighten up. Fifth, offering to help a colleague with a project or task. If you see a colleague struggling with a project or task, offer to help them. This act of kindness will not only make you more likable at work, but it will also make you feel good about yourself. Plus, you might learn something new while helping out. Remember, these are just a few examples to get you started. There are many other ways to practice random acts of kindness. Let your heart guide you, and don't be afraid to get creative. Next, let's discuss how to create your own kindness jar. All you need is a jar or container to store your notes, a pen to write with, and of course, the willingness to perform acts of kindness. Once you have gathered your supplies, start by writing down a goal for your jar. For example, you might want to write "My Kindness Jar Week 1" or "Random Acts of Kindness." Next, begin listing all the acts of kindness that you would like to perform. Be specific and realistic with your goals. You can also set a time frame for each act of kindness. This will help you stay accountable and motivated. Some examples of acts of kindness that you can write down include: write a thank you note to a family member, donate $5 to a charity, or help a neighbor with yard work. Once you have written down your goals, place them in your jar and keep it in a visible location. Every time you perform an act of kindness, cross it off your list. This will help you track your progress and stay motivated. At the end of the week or month, take some time to read through your notes and reflect on all the good things you have done. This can help you feel good about yourself and inspire you to continue practicing random acts of kindness. To sum it up, the kindness jar is a powerful tool for boosting happiness, reducing stress and anxiety, and building stronger relationships. By taking a few minutes each day to perform random acts of kindness and tracking them in a jar, you can cultivate a more positive and compassionate mindset and improve your overall well-being. So why not give it a try? You might be surprised at how much it changes your perspective and how good it feels to help others. Thank you for watching, and until next time, may you always find joy in the little things and kindness in your everyday life. Let care. Bye.